But to that regard, Deadpool was co-created in, I don't even know what year was it, 1991? I lose track, you guys may know better than me. The reason is because it was co-created in one book, then we had a 4-month hiatus before a new book launched. And so his first appearance was in New Mutants '98. And Rob Liefeld is the creator of Deadpool. I am the co-creator. Rob is the creator of Deadpool because there would be no character named Deadpool that looks like that. Not like that. Like that. If it weren't for that looks more like a Deadpool Gideon mashup from the first issue of New Mutants. Rob created Deadpool. He created a mercenary assassin who he described him as Spider-Man meets Punisher. He was discussing that visually because the first appearance was going to be Deadpool being sent to kill Cable. And the way Rob described him to me over the phone, as I was looking at the character breakdown sheets that I've gotten faxed over to me. By the way, this is all roller paper faxes, not smooth single feed faxes. He described him as Spider-Man meets Punisher. He's going to be jumping all around, and Cable's big tech, and Cable's going to fight, and Spider-Man's jumping all around. I mean, Deadpool's fighting all around. So I was like, okay, I get it. Spider-Man meets Punisher, gotcha. And that's what he really was. I had scripted pages, the last 7 pages of that issue. I think I got on a Thursday, and I had to script them by Friday. So I started scripting them on my train ride home from Marble to New Jersey because I worked full time at Marble. I was on staff, and I did all my writing at home and on weekends. And this is pre-laptop days, folks. So the very first pages of script that Deadpool ever appeared in, I actually found a year ago. I found in a notebook in my basement. I knew that I kept a lot of my notebooks, but it's a spiral-bound, loose-leaf notebook, and sandwiched between some bad issue of Alpha Flight and some great issue of New Warriors is the pages for Deadpool's first appearance. But it's not an entire issue of New Mutants because you get the pages a chunk at a time. It's just that chunk. So I guess it was like page 14 through 22, the last part of the book. So I still have that notebook. I'm going to auction it on Heritage auction site someday. See what we can get out of it. But when I was scripting, it really was a matter of trying to figure out who he was and why he was. And Rob's description of him as Spider-Man meets Punisher from a few weeks earlier, because that was the lag time between our original conversation and me scripting the pages, stuck in my head, and I decided this could be fun if he's a wise ass. That will be interesting for Cable. It didn't have that much to do with Deadpool. I'm sorry to tell all you folks, he was a villain appearing in 7 pages of a comic and he'd never appear again, as far as I'm concerned at that point. My professional responsibility is, as the scripter, is to a comic book called New Mutants, whose character, Cable, had just started appearing a year ago and had resulted in an increase in sales of over 100,000 copies. So my responsibility is to Cable, not this Spider-Man guy in a red and black costume. You know, if he appears again, great, and you have fun writing him, great. But how do I make this fun for Cable? How do I say something about Cable? How do I try to do something that makes a difference for the reader to see Cable a little better? And sir, your Doctor Strange cosplay is fantastic. Thank you. I have no idea how to start this. Because the minute I ask for questions from the audience, I'm going to pick on you second time. So my goal is to try to have something out of Cable. And again, I apologize to Deadpool fans, but that's my job as a writer. And I didn't get a lot of help, in my opinion, because it's a 7-page fight scene and Deadpool gets beaten, and in one panel of one page he's tied up on the floor, and then the next page he's gone. And Rob never described in the plot where he went, and it was like 11 at night, and I'm not going to call him and ask, so I had to come up with where Deadpool went. And I by this time I'm home already and scripting it, and I distinctly do remember thinking to myself, does Xavier's Mansion have a prison in the basement? No, they don't. Do they call the cops to take this guy in? No, they don't call the cops. That's not what the Marvel mutant characters do. They're tough outsiders. What do I do with this guy who's been beaten, who was sent to kill Cable? And in a dialogue balloon, I just have Cable say that he FedExed him back to his boss. That was it. And FedEx was a pretty brand new thing back then, by the way. This is really aging us all, isn't it? Or is it just aging me? So saying that he FedExed him back was not only clever, it was super clever, because FedEx is new. And the letters responding to the issue, our mail for New Mutants was normally about like this. And that first issue that Rob plotted, that I scripted, the mail was like this. And I know this because I would go to the mailroom and take the mail from the mail chute for any book I was writing. And I would read the letters before the editor got hold of them. I wanted to read them before the editors saw them. Because editors will give you their filtered bias or their filtered version of the letters they read. And the editors didn't even read all the letters on some books because it was a lot. Does everyone know what a letter is in here? Some young people in the audience who don't know what a letter is. So I read all the mail, and 75% of that mail said, that guy was funny, bring him back. That guy was funny, bring him back. And another 25% said, that was funny what Cable did to him. I didn't know he had a sense of humor. I was like, all right, I got what I wanted out of that scene then for Cable. But I realized, you know what? A mouthy mercenary worked. It was okay. It wasn't super mouthy. It wasn't really clever. It was just the beginning of it. And the reason I'm co-creator of the characters is the more he appeared, the mouthier he got. And then when I wrote his first miniseries without Rob, because Rob had already left by then, I had to give him a reason for being the way he was, a reason why we never saw him without his mask, a reason why he went to Wolverine's Weapon X program, which is how Rob described him going to get his powers. And I came up with the brain damage, quite frankly, the perpetual cellular regeneration, because the editor didn't want it to be called a healing factor, because that's what Wolverine has, so I had to come up with some stupid Star Trek techno babble. So at the beginning, it was a perpetual cellular regeneration, which is impossible to even say, and the letterer said, I'm not lettering that every issue, so we ended up just calling it a healing factor. And the tragic skin condition that as a result of him having gone to Weapon X program, and the reason he went to Weapon X is because of the cancer. And the reason I made it cancer is because I had that in my life. My mother-in-law had fought cancer for years. And one of the things she had told me before she passed away is that if she had the chance to cure herself, she would have done anything to cure herself. So I said, okay, what if this guy is willing to do anything to cure himself, even if it means sacrificing his humanity? So the reason that I'm co-creator of Deadpool legally is because all of this stuff was too foundational to the character for anyone to have an issue. And I never asked for co-creator credit on Shatterstar or Domino or any of those other characters. Only Deadpool, and Rob said yes, and Bob Harris, the editor, said yes, and Marvel said yes, because it's just too much of the foundation of the character. And as a result, I think Rob's the creator of Deadpool. I think I'm the co-creator of it. And my answer to any who have said otherwise to me, because plenty have over the course of time, is as the scripter of the book, I very easily could have chosen to make them like Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe. And if I had chosen to make them like Snake Eyes of G.I. Joe, how many of us would be in this panel right now talking about Deadpool? And what are the odds that you would be dressing up as a first Bueller parody if I had made them like Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe? Because Snake Eyes doesn't talk. So as a result, I'm attached to the character. And for good or bad, and 9 times out of 10 it's for good. I wrote his first miniseries. It revealed a lot of them. It set up an approach to the character in his own book. I had planned to write the second miniseries, and editorial rejected my proposal completely, totally, unequivocally rejected it because they said it was too depressing. It was going to be his origin. The original second miniseries that Mark Waid ended up writing was going to be Deadpool's cancer coming back, and he goes after the scientists who were part of the program for selling him a bill of goods. Because now not only is he like this, but his cancer's back too. And every time he went after one of the scientists, because there's going to be like 5 or 6 of them, we flash back to what happened at the Weapon X program. And quite frankly, it would have been in look, feel, and tone very similar to what they ended up doing in the movie, which drew from aspects of Joe Kelly's Deadpool annual that actually, for the first time, told his origin the way Joe Kelly saw it. So there were similarities because we knew what it was. He goes to Weapon X and he becomes Deadpool, but the details of why and how would have been up to the individual writer. Having editorial rejected out of hand because it was too depressing, it was one of the nails in the coffin that had been slowly getting hammered shut that was going to make me leave Marvel. And I did. I left Marvel in '95. And went to Acclaim Publishing, where I was editor-in-chief for 3 years, and I closed the company down, and then just became a freelance writer for the most part after that. So I got to write Deadpool again out of nowhere in 2004. Editor at Marvel at that time, Mike Marks, who was a friend of mine, and I'd known him for years, called me up. I had not done any work for Marvel in 6 months at that point, which is the longest stint since '98 that I hadn't done anything for Marvel. He calls me up and he says, we want to do a book with Deadpool and Cable in it. And do you think that could work? And I said, like what? Like an old, 1960s split book like they used to have with Captain America and Iron Man or Namor and Hulk, each character getting 11 pages of story. And Mike said, no, put the two of them together. And I said, like The Odd Couple? And Mike goes, exactly like The Odd Couple. And I go, yeah, sure, that will work, no problem. And he goes, all right, can you give me a proposal by Friday? I think this was Tuesday. Apparently, in the office, they were having a meeting about different characters, and they discussed how they had not served Cable or Deadpool very well in the last year or so. And Bill Jemas, the president at that time, had said, who knows these characters? And someone in the room was scooping up to say, well, Fabian knows these characters because he had written them and co-created one of them and written the other one more than anyone else had. And Jemas said, call him up and see if he has any ideas. And that was it. That's how it happened. And I remember hanging up the phone with Mike and looking out my office window in my house at that time, and I'm looking out the window going, how the hell am I going to write a book with these two guys in it without them wanting to kill each other? And I go, that's all right. That's at least my first 6 issues. I'm just going, they want to kill each other for 6 issues? Okay. And that book was literally trying to figure out a reason why the two of them would be in a book every month together without wanting to kill each other. So it started with Star Trek technobabble reasons why they were in the same book, and I figured it out probably by like the 5th or 6th issue of that book's run. I figured it out, and that was because neither one has anyone else. They're just both so lonely in so many ways that they gravitate towards each other out of desperation more than anything. That has to be a subliminal, subtext. It can't be overt because you don't want to be telling your readers that the 2 characters they're reading about are just sad. So you made it subtext, and the readers start to realize that little by little. But I figured that out early, that this could work, and it did work. The book never was a huge seller, but it allowed both characters to become viable. It allowed both characters to get an established fan base. We ended up getting an increasing amount of female readers reading that book. Don't ask me why, you're all crazy. But they were reading the book more and more, and that was reflected by the letters we were getting. We were getting more letters than almost any other Marvel book at that time because the letters pages were engaging with the readers really well because I was doing the letters page with Deadpool's voice. So Deadpool was answering your letters and making fun of you when you all wanted to make fun of him. Again, can we establish that people know what letters So as a result, not only did we win Wizard Magazine's Best Letters page for Marvel a couple of years running. No Eisners, but I got a Wizard fan magazine letter page. But we solidified the character's approach to the point where Marvel then said, we want to do more with these two characters, we just don't want Fabian doing it. And the reason is they wanted to take Deadpool on a much more comedic path, and they knew that that's not my preference. It's not how I see the character. It's not how I want to write the character. I want to write the funny as a result of the situation and the interactions, not write the situations and interactions to the funny. There's a little bit of a difference. And that difference is important to me, and still is important to me. If they ask me to write Deadpool, which they do once in a while, a story here, a story there, I only want to do it kind of on my terms. I want to do it if I get to write a story about Deadpool, name what Deadpool does, and then let the humor come out of that. They just asked me to write a Deadpool story that I said no thank you, because it was a predetermined, established setting that they wanted Deadpool to be in, and let the funny roll. And I'm like, the funny's not going to roll. It's not going to roll for me, so I said no thanks. And I don't read a lot of what they do in case you have questions about anything in the last 10 years of a character. I only sporadically read it when I'm going to be writing the character. Then I catch up on a little bit just to get an idea of what supporting characters are, what's been going on. I don't read it otherwise. I am very open about the fact that why would I? It's a no-win situation for me. If I like it, then I'm really jealous that someone's doing a good job doing it. And if I don't like it, then I'm really angry that they're not doing as good a job as I think I could do. So why bother? But I feel that same way about a lot of books I've written that I stopped writing and I don't read. Apparently, there's been some really good Thunderbolts issues by Jeff Parker. I never read any of them, One of my closest friends, who was my former assistant editor, Evan Skolnick, is the guy who took over on New Warriors after I quit the book. I didn't read his run for over 10 years, and he kept asking me, no, not yet, Evan, no, because I didn't want to read. I didn't want to read it because I was still a little too emotionally attached to having left the book under circumstances that weren't bad. It was just internally bad with me at the company at that time. It wasn't a problem with the editor. It wasn't a problem with artists or anything. I just wanted to leave that book. And Evan, being one of my best friends, took me until I quit the book in '95, I think. I don't think I read his run until like 2003, 2004. When I finally read it, because our family would get together. Like, we'd see each other socially outside of the office. And I go, Ed, I read it. And he looks at me like scared and interested at the same time. I go, it's pretty good. It was a good job. And he's just like, oh. And I was like, well, it wasn't bad, and I'm not going to say it's bad if it wasn't bad, but it wasn't bad at all. I did a good job. But I don't want to know. I don't want to see someone do a good job with New Warriors, So I'm kind of the same way with that. That being said, Ryan Reynolds and the writers of the movies have certainly done a really good job with the character. I've been very happy with the movies. I imagine most of you have been too, because they've made $1 billion globally. And I know many of you are curious. I only get 10% of the gross profit. That's all I get. So I'm happy with what they do in the movies, but I'm also not very engaged with what they do in the movies. I never had a clue what they were doing with the first one. I didn't ask for the script. We interacted between 1 and 2 because they were trying to figure out how to get Domino and cable and continuity and make it work and not disrespect the fans from the 90s, but make it work for a 2-hour movie structure. So we had a whole back and forth between me and Ryan and Paul and Brett, the writers, about what counts, what doesn't count, what the fans care about the most, what they'll be okay with if we change, and they solicited my opinion and thoughts on all of that. Once it got to the point where the conversation was going to turn into consultancy fees, when they knew to stop, because Hollywood knows to stop once they got to write a check. So they stopped right at that moment, and I was fine with that. And Brian asked me if I wanted to see the script, and I said, no, I'll see the movie when it comes out, and that's exactly what I did. So when it came out. So I hope they make a third one. I get a check every time they make a movie, so I would really, really like it if they made a movie a week.
Wouldn't.
I wish Deadpool were like on the Hallmark Channel because they could make a movie a week.
Oh my goodness!
Really good. But that being said, I do hope they make another one. I hope they keep doing it because I think it's oddly as it sounds to say it, it's got a global audience, which is both funny and really pathetic. But it's got a global audience now, and I think that global audience wants to be served in ways beyond the comics. I wish more of them would read the comics, but they do want to see more of the character. And these guys who are making the movies, they know how to do it. It's a really, really hard character to translate. It's a really hard character to write in comics, I think. It's even harder to translate it into a 2-hour movie structure that appeases and appeals to the established fans while also appealing and appeasing the new audience that comes to it. And it's like a male and a female audience, it's adults and it's teenagers and way too kids. You guys have an idea of how many 7-year-olds have seen the R-rated Deadpool movies? In my day, we had to sneak from one theater to another, but nowadays, parents are just okay with life. But they have, they have the right reasons for not letting their kids see it. They have no problem with the violence; it's just the sex. So I just want them to keep making more because not because I got a check. Yes, that's a part of it. But really, it's because there's so many people out there who now really love the character, and that's really cool to have been involved with something that over the course of time has come to entertain so many people. It is really enjoyable and pleasing to me. So as cynical as I am and as sarcastic as I often am at the panels, it's really just for me to get by in the day. I am actually really rewarded when a person who has social awkwardness or has issues with depression, people who have fought cancer in their lives come to me and tell me how much this character means to them, and it is incredibly rewarding to get that. It is a character that speaks to people on a lot of levels, and it's odd to think that a character of this nature could do that, but then if you dig a little deeper, you realize why, and you understand how it works for people. I've had people break down on my shoulder crying because the character has meant so much to them and gotten them through difficult times. That's kind of cool, I wrote NFL Super Pros. That character hasn't done that. So it's really good that Deadpool ends. All that being said, before we get to questions, if you haven't been by my table yet, my latest project, we just finished season 1 on Webtoon, is called Outrage. It is not Deadpool, but it is Deadpool-ish. 26 chapters are free to read on Webtoon, which is a digital publisher. You can download the app for free on your phone or your iPad, or you go to webtoon.com. It's like a Netflix of comics, and that there's a ridiculous amount of content on the site. But if you do a search for Outrage, you find it. I co-created it with Riley Brown, who I did Cable and Deadpool with for 2 years. Deadpool is a reflection of your id, then Outrage is a reflection of your super ego. Outrage emerges out of your social media device and smacks the crap out of you if you're being a jerk on social media. So if you're harassing someone on the phone, digital light sparks will coalesce and form into outrage, and outrage will be a woman. And it sounds all fun until outrage starts upping the ante on the people he goes to whoop, and pays a visit to the Oval Office, and that gets the headline interesting. So then the story also becomes, why is outrage? Why are we acting like this on the internet? So the first season is up, 26 chapters, is about 140 pages of content. It is a self-contained unit, so it has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It has opportunities to have a second season. We are negotiating with Webtoon right now, but I will tell you up front, I don't think it's going to happen with them because I don't like their business position that they've taken right now. So If you get a season 2, you'll know after this panel it's because a compromise was found in the middle. If you do not get a season 2, you'll know because a compromise was not found. And it's creator owned, so we can take it somewhere else. We just got a certain waiting period to do that. But Riley and I want to keep telling the stories of the character and the claims. So that is from old to new, and everything in between in 30 years is open for discussion.